Hi there, and welcome to the ATS podcast with me, Will Brown, and John Soulsby, where we break down chunks of health and fitness information into bite-sized pieces, remove a bunch of the noise, and just leave what's relevant. Today, on episode 5 of season 3 at this point, I think, we are
hmm
going through some of the most Googled beginner questions with regards to weight training, and answering them, not quite in a lightning round fashion, but concisely. That's kind of the
Yeah,
theme.
I feel it's like quite interesting to go back to this after I think we're now at year like 14 or 15 of in some fashion training and coaching people.
Oh
So it
yeah.
was like real interesting because it's like, what do I think beginners want to like hear about? And I'm like, well, been quite a while, so who knows?
Yeah,
So it's quite
last year
cool
I
to go
crossed the
back and
50% margin, so I have
yeah,
in fact been training with weights for over half my life.
yeah.
So it's
I
been
think
a
I'm
while.
like not quite there, but not far off. So yeah, it's been quite a while since I was asking these questions. So
Number one, how do I start weight training? It's a fairly it's a fairly
yeah.
esoteric question.
This is like essentially something that my close to my first 15 coach told me when I sucked in the weight room. But just start.
Yeah,
He didn't give me any more information than that, which wasn't overly helpful. But um, yeah, I think like you can worry about all the little, not even little, but all the other things that come along with like what to do and like where to go. But like just go, pick a
yeah,
couple, like go to a gym with machines if you literally don't know where to start. Go there, go through a couple things, do
yeah,
the same next week. You started.
yep. The classic something quite common that happens. You may have found it in your kind of mountain biking hobby. It certainly happens in my painting hobby. Is that loads of people, due to the like absolute vast amount of information out there, a lot of which can be conflicting or at least sound conflicting without
Mm-hmm.
context. There's just like everyone gets in this kind of loop of wanting to learn everything before they even start,
Yeah,
whereas you could just, go get your bike and go down a hill. Like
yeah.
you will learn a lot more about mountain biking doing that than you would just reading about like watching 10 different hour long YouTube videos on various techniques and doing nothing
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. It's like, funnily enough, like as much as I've had a coach at points as well, the time that my mountain biking has come on the most is when I went 2 to 3 times a week for 4 months.
Yeah. And like coaches, just to kind of streamline the process, if you're someone who's in that
Yeah,
mindset of just like, I would like to get as better as I possibly can in the quickest amount of time possible, you essentially offset the thinking and the structure of learning to somebody else for money.
yeah. Um, yeah. Other kind of good points on that is a good one is to like set some clear goals. We've done a podcast and a blog on it before,
Hmm.
but it kind of helps you again streamline what you actually want to go in and achieve. Um, Like if you don't set clear goals, then you can just kind of go around the weight room doing whatever. That's also great. But if you set some clear goals, like I want my leg strength to get better, it's like, okay, well now we have something you can just like go in, and you're already going to be narrowing down what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, I think the key question, as much as I don't think Saunders thought about it in such a high level, but the key is just to start.
Yeah.
Like, get in the gym or start working out in your garage or, in your spare room,
Um,
whatever you fancy
it,
doing.
it was literally we had like a pre-season testing thing with the whole squad, and I was the worst by a country mile. And I was like, Saunders, like, how do I get better at this? He was like, just do more, and then walked off. I was like,
Based.
and like then I was like, but I was at a total loss because I was like 16, 17, no idea what to do. But like now I'm like, he's a genius.
I don't know about that, but like he definitely has some ideas. He is not wrong.
Yeah.
The
Like if I
cool.
just done the testing but trained it and done more.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The So yeah, in summary, just start. There is no better or more concise answer than just begin. Stop worrying about getting it wrong and just accept that you're going to be doing silly stuff for the first while, and that's
Yeah.
fine. Uh, Question number two: what are essential exercises for beginners? Wow, this will help with anyone who's worried about starting.
Any.
Yeah, literally any. If you wanted a super concise list for um, beginners, I mean, we pretty much look at everybody's. squat, hinge, push, pull, a single leg movement, like some core stuff and some twisting. That's mainly to see if they have any sore bits doing any of those, because if they do, it would mean it would affect how we program for them. But that's kind
Yeah.
of about it.
Yeah. I'd say like, yeah, real simple, any sort of single legs, a squat, a push, a pull. So push and pull, like
Yeah,
pressing, like press ups, dumbbell bench,
yeah.
barbell bench.
Even for the first year, just do beat shit until you're like really
Yeah.
comfortable with it. If you're like, I don't really know about this whole squatting thing, just don't fucking do it.
Just do walking lunges till it burns.
Yeah,
Done.
just don't do it, or just don't do legs. You do you. You do no legs. Who cares?
Yeah.
Every gym bro I know started with like a year of bench and biceps and nothing else when they were like
I'm
16.
a,
I'm not trying to gatekeep that just because you're 20 odd.
I must be one of the few, and this probably I've spoken to this with one of our clients, but like one of the few that didn't start with that, and it's probably one of the reasons my bench sucks and my legs are a lot stronger because I started on the opposite and just did the year of legs and no upper body.
Yeah, I think I was not far behind due to the fact that all the lifting resources when we started were like people squatting once every 10 days because they squatted 800 pounds. But when you don't squat 800 and only squat 80 pounds, you do not need to squat once every 10 fucking days because your legs are weak as shit regardless. So I probably could have done with more than that.
Yeah, I literally started on the seated quad extension because I was the year above Nas Pliveris' big brother. What's his
Oh
face?
yeah. Oh Panda, what is his name? Uh,
Anyway,
yeah.
he could do the full stack on the seated quad extension, and I was like, I'm gonna do that. So I just trained it 2 times a week, 3 times a week, like all the time.
I mean, he was a big boy, to be
He's a
fair.
big lad.
He was a big lad. The
Um,
so yeah, essential exercises. Whatever you enjoy and a variety of upper and lower and full body stuff. Whatever looks fun, whatever keeps you going because like doing it is either compelling or interesting enough to keep you going, do that.
yeah.
Question 3. How many days a week should I weight train? As many as you can actively commit to start with. That doesn't mean a bajillion. That just means like probably 1 to 2 to 3. Like between 1 and 3 to start with would be an excellent starting point.
Yeah. Consistency is like absolute top tier when it comes to weight training. So like the semi-classic thing is, say you're like, oh, I'm going to start with 5 because that's great. I'll train every weekday, and then a week and a half in, you're dead, and you stop doing it, and you never go back again.
Yeah,
Whereas
realistically, if you're a new person, you won't have the capacity to recover in time to do lots of training days close together.
if you just did 2 for 4 months, it'd be far better.
Yeah, 100%. It's way better doing two a weeks for 4 months than it is trying to do 5 a weeks for 2 weeks and then giving up because you're really sore and struggling to
Yeah.
fit it in your time and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, way better to train less and consistently for a longer period of time, and then as you start to change what you're kind of after or reassess your goals and stuff, maybe have a bit more like shift some time around, maybe make some space for yourself. Again, the gym is self-care. Like you should make time for it. It is good for you.
Yeah.
And number 4, how much weight should I start with? Less than you think.
Yeah.
Body
Like a
weight's
lot less
fine.
than you.
If you've done nothing, if you're literally someone who's like, I mostly just get up off the sofa and my desk chair, I don't really lift anything else. Body weight stuff to start with would be fine. Maybe small dumbbell loads to start with. That's completely appropriate.
Yeah, like it's taking something from the world of geriatric patients or like much older patients, like an assessment for them. Let's say that if they can go home from the hospital, as an example, is whether they can like get out of a chair themselves. So even just start if you're someone who's very sedentary or like doesn't train much yet, just doing lots of like, I think they call them chair sits, but or sit to stands, but just practice getting out like low sofa or even just a normal sofa lots of times. That's a good start.
Yeah, that'll probably mess you up. good and
Yeah.
proper to start with, and then you'll very quickly progress into free weights again, presuming this person, theoretical person, has no like comorbidities.
Yeah. Of
You
course.
are probably going to be fine. And that's the first 4 questions. We will be back in the next episode with more questions.